Censorship has been sweeping across the internet, and we've all been extremely worried about the future of YouTube as a platform. While the AI age verification system has been live for a couple of days and we haven't seen a lot of instances of people's accounts being unfairly marked, that doesn't mean that it couldn't happen in the future. And now experts are warning against YouTube's creepy AI age estimation system, saying this could go terribly wrong. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, I don't think we are going to see the end of YouTube as a platform, because you can enter in your ID, you can give a selfie, or if you have a credit card attached to your account, it will not be affected. But that's just right now. That doesn't mean that in the future they couldn't require, say, everybody to enter in an ID. And I know a lot of accounts have not been unfairly targeted right now, but it's always good to stay cautious and keep an eye on your account and what is happening on social media, right? If there is an influx of people reporting that they're having problems, it is good to talk about that and share those posts and just bring a lot more attention to it. And there's a lot of normies out there who don't really know about the censorship that's sweeping across the internet. And so every single time you share a video or a post, it brings more awareness to the situation. And now we have experts coming out and talking about the creepy expansion of surveillance. So it says the Google-owned platform says that the tool will determine if a user is under 18, regardless of the birth date on their Google account. It uses AI to analyze account age, viewing history, search queries, and even the categories of videos watched. Now, we know that a lot of companies are using AI in basically every single way that they can. They're really focused on the future of AI, but at the same time, AI can be wrong, and AI can unfairly ban accounts. AI can unfairly mark accounts, so this could go haywire very quickly. It says if flagged as a teen, YouTube will automatically restrict content, enabling well-being tools, limit personalized ads, and reduce exposure to what it calls problematic videos. Now, we haven't really seen how this is going to work, but at the same time, one would assume it's not going to be good. So it talks about how its arrival in the US is drawing heavy criticism from digital rights groups like the Electronic Frontier Foundation, or the EFF, and the Electronic Privacy Information Center, EPIC. David Green of the EFF told Ars Technica that the lack of transparency means users have no idea how YouTube will retain or repurpose data from the appeals process, warning that leaks or breaches could expose vulnerable users who rely on anonymity, which, yeah, is a major worry for me at this point. Are they going to hold on to that information forever? As soon as you confirm your age, does it get deleted? We don't know exactly what they're doing, and regardless, one would assume that it would stay in the system in some way so that the system can continue to confirm that you are of this age. Also, we are seeing a bit of a problem with the selfie part of this, because there are people that are going into games like Death Stranding and they're taking pictures of Norman Reedus's face and they're confirming their age that way. So are we going to, I don't know, in 6 months or a year, see them say, we're going to erase all this that we've done in the past year, and we have to restart the process because our AI had accepted some of these selfies, even though they're not of the person behind the account? Like, how are they going to deal with people who are taking selfies of video game characters or actors? We don't really know. Suzanne Bernstein from Epic said that the company hasn't explained how long such data is stored, whether it's sold, or how quickly it's deleted, calling the increased surveillance not privacy protective. I think that, of course, these systems should not be in place, but if they're going to be in place, you at least need to explain to people how it's going to work and how their data is being used, how their information is being stored. That should be the bare minimum for transparency's sake. YouTube has only confirmed that it won't retain data from users' ID or payment card for the purpose of advertising, which has Green convinced the Google-owned platform will keep the information for other purposes. Yeah, I mean, that's the way that I would read it too. The most privacy protective option includes retaining the least amount of information and certainly not sharing it with third parties, which is not something that YouTube here has promised to do. Experts also note that YouTube hasn't revealed the AI's accuracy with no external audits or academic studies on its performance. Even the best systems have a 2-year margin of error, meaning 16 to 20-year-olds could easily be misclassified, which is such a major problem. Like, it's not a well thought out system. It's not an accurate system. They're not being transparent of where our information is being stored, how long it's being stored, what they're going to do with it, if they're going to use it for other purposes. Like, this is such a slap in the face to the people they're claiming to try to protect, because of course they're using the excuse that this is to protect children and protect young individuals from controversial content online, when really this could affect full-blown adults as well. Without strong US privacy laws, both Bernstein and Green say users who appeal have all bad options, especially when it comes to submitting biometric data. Green called the process really bad and creepy, warning that a biometric breach is far more significant than other kinds of data leaks. And this data is especially dangerous because, unlike a password, you can't change your face if it's stolen. A breach could expose that information forever, leaving users vulnerable with no real safeguards. Now, luckily, there are a lot of people talking about this. There's a lot of content creators on YouTube, creators on platforms like X, and even Twitch, and Odyssey, and Rumble discussing this situation. But at the same time, yeah, there are just a lot of normies who don't think it's that big of a deal, or they just feel like, well, this is the natural progression of things, and they don't realize that they really can fight back against this. And that is what I think everybody needs to do, is take to social media, voice how unhappy you are, leave comments, share videos and posts, and also sign petitions. While I don't necessarily think that we are going to see a platform as big as YouTube listen to everybody right now, I still think that the more voices that we can kind of get together, the better. And I've posted this petition a couple of times now. YouTube's AI tracks everything you watch. Stop this now. In only a couple of days, it's at 115,000 signatures. And even if we have a large amount of petitions with, I would just say, smaller amounts of signatures, right? Not like 20 million signatures on one. That could still be good. It, of course, is great to have just one big petition, but the more signatures on the more petitions, the better, and the more shares, the better as well. This will be linked down below in case you're interested in supporting it yourself if you haven't already. But yeah, we're just seeing a lot of very questionable things going on with the internet right now. And I'm obviously a YouTube content creator. I love this platform. I think that it is a great platform compared to other ones like Twitch, for example. And I know a lot of people have said, oh, you should leave YouTube, you should boycott it. The problem is, if I boycott YouTube and let's say I stop uploading videos on this platform, my views would be cut into fourths, which it's not about like the money or the views specifically, but then my reach is down to a quarter of the amount it is. And I want as many eyes on this situation as possible. If I left this platform, then my voice would really be suppressed, and that means that really YouTube would win, because that would be one less large creator talking about the situation. I am not willing to let that happen. So yeah, I of course will be keeping my eye on this as time goes on, and it is really worrying to hear experts say that even they are extremely worried about this. It means that our concerns are valid, and you shouldn't let other people on social media tell you they're invalid. There are those online who want to say you're being dramatic and you're dramatizing the situation and it's not that bad. But really, if you feel it's that bad, talk about it and bring attention to it, because if experts are warning YouTube's new AI age estimation system is creepy, we can call it creepy and be worried about it too. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this important and informative, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.